Wow, knuckleheads. Just wow. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Last night, Bam Rodriguez versus Gallo Estrada. We all witnessed an absolute armed robbery of the WBC Super Flyweight title and the Ring Magazine Flyweight title. I'm using the phrase armed robbery because there's a theme here. We're going to touch on it at the end of this video as it relates to the judging. But what I mean by armed robbery in this context is this was an absolutely sensational and vicious. This was a vicious performance from Bam Rodriguez. I mean, he went in there and he snatched those belts from Gallo Estrada. Let me say this, it's very rare that you see a fighter go out there, especially at 24 years of age. I mean, my goodness. Very rare you see a fighter go out there at 24 years of age and put together the sort of virtuoso, flawless, nearly flawless performance against a guy in Gallo Estrada at 34 years old that makes you puts together a performance that just makes you say, wow. I mean, this kid was lightning fast. This kid's footwork was beautiful. He had power. He was explosive. He was throwing combination punches. He was pot-shotting, throwing one, accurate shot at a time when he needed to. He was slipping off the line. He showed good defense. He kept his hands up. He was countering sometimes with one shot and countering sometimes with combinations. And they were all landing. And he was just absolutely vaporizing Gallo Estrada as this fight went on. I mean, it looked like one guy was the old model and one guy was the new model. That's what it looked like. And I know they say this is a young man's sport. Combat sports is a young man's sport, especially boxing. And we are talking about a Bam Rodriguez that was 24 years old versus a Gallo Estrada that was 34 years old. But 34 years old is some people's prime. And this is a Gallo Estrada who's been around the block more than double the fights of Bam Rodriguez. I mean, I am so blown away by Bam Rodriguez's performance in this fight. I don't even know how to describe it other than to call it an armed robbery. Listen, fourth round, he drops Gallo. Fifth round, sixth round, Gallo comes back and drops him, but you could tell it was a flash knockdown. You look at the rest of that sixth round, and that's the only reason this wasn't a flawless performance, but it was as close to it as possible. But you look at the rest of that sixth round, apart from when he got dropped by Gallo, and Bam was ahead in that round. Comes out the seventh round, the following round, and finishes him with body shots. And you could tell he was targeting that body throughout the fight. Sometimes he would throw two shots, and then bam, third one would go to the body. Or he would just rip a counter to the body when Gallo would, cover distance. And that's how he got him out of there, right? It was basically he was punching when Gallo was punching, and he was going right for the body. And that's how he ended the fight. One big body shot, Gallo backed up, came back at him again, another counter body shot, finished the fight. Guy was on the floor, writhing, rolling around in pain. And I got to give Bam Rodriguez just all the credit in the world. Now, the armed robbery theme, why'd I pick that for this video? Well, let me read you guys some information here. Estrada was actually ahead. Gallo Estrada was actually ahead on one of the scorecards, 57-56, when this fight ended in the seventh round, which is ridiculous if you were watching the fight. The other judge had it 58-54. That makes sense. But anyone who had Gallo Estrada up 57-56 in a fight like this, in my opinion, just doesn't know what they're looking at. Just doesn't know what they're looking at, and a third judge had the fight even. Absolutely insane, and I am so glad Bam Rodriguez took this fight completely out of the judge's hands. And listen, I don't think this fight was close. I mean, this was a Ferrari against a Ford F-150. Now, I'm not going to use F-150. This was a Ferrari against a Geo Metro. I mean, this was different speeds. These guys were moving at different speeds. These guys were in a different matrix. These guys were on a different plane of existence. Bam Rodriguez was just was just grease lightning in this one, man. He was incredible in this fight. And for the judges to score it the way they did, just absolutely disgraceful. Listen, I am so high on Bam Rodriguez after that performance last night that all I can do is call this an armed robbery. He didn't go in there. He didn't try to win by points. He didn't go in there, try to win a decision. He went in there and robbed Gallo Estrada of those titles. He said, I'm taking that home. Give me that. In the nastiest, most illest way that he could. What a performance by Bam Rodriguez. Let me read you guys some stats, right, for these judges that, in my opinion, should be sent back to do some serious training, because just absolutely ridiculous, right? Total punches landed. Bam, 156 to Estrada's 95. 156 to Estrada's 95. Total punches thrown, 371 to 368. Almost the exact same. But look at the percentage. Bam landed 42% of his punches to Gallo Estrada's 26%. What were these judges looking at? Landed 35% of his jabs versus Estrada's 14%. And the big one, Bam landed 50% of his power punches to 31%. To 31% for Gallo Estrada. This was an absolute annihilation. This was an absolute annihilation. And if I'm the promoter moving forward, which I am a promoter, if I'm the promoter moving forward and they tell me, hey, we got these same judges, what do you think? I'm going to tell the commission, no, I don't want them. I don't want these judges that saw it even, and I don't want these judges that saw Gallo Estrada ahead. When the guy landed 50% of his power punches versus 31%, because we're measuring on damage. We're measuring on damage, and I just can't see it. I just cannot, in any world, through any lens, see this as an even fight, much less as Gallo Estrada winning by one round. Knuckleheads, wow. I'm at the same time, I'm so blown away by Bam's performance, and I'm so disgusted at the judges' potential scorecards. This could have ended up a draw. I mean, my goodness, what an absolute disgrace. FightersRep tickets go on sale July 3rd. Join the channel to help me grow. That's the only way to help me grow and continue to build this channel and give you guys this sort of coverage and to create the opportunities that we're creating for these young fighters to compete at FightersRep. Tickets go on sale July 3rd. You can only watch the events live by getting a ticket or by joining the channel. Subscribe to the channel, share it. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. I want to know what you guys think. Get your merchandise. Any money you spend here is just reinvested back into this thing, into building it. I'm really excited to hear what you guys have to say about this. I mean, I'm blown away. I'm impressed. I'm completely impressed and blown away and flabbergasted by the combination of Bam Rodriguez's performance and domination. Unquestionable domination over Gallo Estrada. And I'm at the same time flabbergasted and perplexed by the absolutely hideous and atrocious and Medusa level, hemorrhoidal judging that I saw last night from these pathetic judges. Disgusting. Let me know what you guys think.